Hey guys, I'm John with Hops and Brews, and over the past couple of years, a discussion between the beer community has been going on, and it is who makes the better IPA? Is it the East Coast with their New England style Hazy IPA? Is it the crystal clear IPA from the West Coast? It's just so hard to figure out. Well, what if we use the exact same hop profile and the same basic grain profile to make one of each? Would we then be able to tell who makes the better IPA? So today we're going to be checking out Binary Brewing's White Hat versus Black Hat, their same hop versus different style IPA series. Now what they've done is two IPAs with the exact same hop profile and the exact same basic grain profile. Now they did have to adjust for the hazy style because those type of beers require a particular style of grain bill. And just like the West Coast style, you might need to tinker with a bit more of the maltiness versus hoppiness. So that's why I said basic grain profile. Obviously the yeast strains are completely different, but it is West Coast versus East Coast, exact same hops. Let's see which has the better style of IPAs. White Hat Classic IPA comes in at a 6.4% ABV, 8 unavailable IBUs. It gets an average rating on Untappd of 3.60. Black Hat Hazy IPA comes in at a 6.2% ABV, 8 unavailable IBUs. It gets an average rating on Untappd of 3.58. These SPY PAs are crafted from a top secret formula of Amarillo, Chinook, Comet and El Dorado hops, devised by the secret society of Myrcene Aroma Development, MAD. Crack Beer Hacker, codenamed Black Hat and codenamed White Hat, observed the perfect blend of citrus, pine and tropical fruit aromas and deduced that this must be the code for the aromatic hazy or classic IPA burn after drinking. Okay, so let's take a look at this SPY versus SPY beer. We have the West Coast over here and the East Coast over here. I will state the East Coast isn't as hazy as I was expecting it to be, and at the same time, the West Coast isn't as clear as I was expecting it to be. I don't know, these might be out of style. We'll give it a try. Let's go with the West Coast first, since we're in the West Coast, right? Good hop aroma. It has citrus aromas, it has dankiness, it has a little bit of dirt. No real pine is the thing. Now that's how I always imagined West Coast IPAs kind of being, very piney. Let's take a look. Good beer. Good beer. I get like bubblegummy actually. Citrus candy peel. Nice malt oranginess to it. Very good beer. There's a little hint of pininess at the back end. Very little, not even piney, more like grass notes. But you do expect those to be in a West Coast IPA, but you expect them to be very big. You expect pine, grass, and malt. Those are the three characteristics you expect in a West Coast IPA. And also, crystal clear. I wouldn't call this crystal clear. I can't see through this. I want to be able to see through my West Coast IPA. If you can't see me, this is more of a hazy. You know what it actually tastes like? Unfiltered IPA. So I have to ding them on the marks of it's not really that. It's a good beer. It is definitely a good, solid beer. Let's check out the West Coast Black Hat series. Less aroma than this one. In fact, almost no aroma, but we're also at the very top of the glass. So let's give it a second. Let's go in for the taste. Completely different. Oh yeah, a lot smoother. Like you almost immediately taste like the oatiness of the malt. Not as complex as this one. Everything's a lot smoother though. Very similar flavors, but just duller and smoother. It's almost like, yeah, I said that had like a bubblegum flavor to it. I almost want to say like if it was like me licking bubblegum, but not chewing it. It's just, I don't know, smoother. Good, but not East Coast either. It's not as hazy as I was expecting or wanting it to be. I kind of want that big juice bomb, you know, that looks like orange juice type thing. I also kind of expect a bit more of a little bit of an acid burn and everything like that. You know, I do complain about that, but I do kind of expect something like that in a New England style IPA. This doesn't have it. Pleasantly surprised, but that kind of also detracts from it. It's not that big juice flavor. You know, you always sit there like, oh, this tastes like juice, this tastes like orange juice or grapefruit juice or something like a mimosa. I can have this for breakfast. This just tastes like a beer. Still a good drinkable beer. Like if I wanted to have more than one of these, I totally could. I'm not trying to diss either one of these beers as saying Binary Brewery did a horrible job. I'm just trying to state that if they are going for a beer versus beer, spy versus spy, style versus style type thing, don't know how much these styles actually are true to the styles. They're like the weakest offerings of both styles. Now they might have been limited to, you know, a restriction saying, hey, we technically can't go use 60 pounds of hops in this one because we need that big acid pop to it, that big hop pop. And well, we're only gonna use 20 pounds in this one, but we're gonna hop it at different times. You know, who knows? And for the West Coast, they could have said, you know what, we're gonna need this completely different maltier flavor than your West Coast. I don't know. So that could be the deterrent I'm tasting. You know, they're maybe fighting within the limitations of what they are trying to do to keep it a fair fight. So with that, I'm gonna go on that premise. So on the fair fight premise, let's go back to each one. We have the West Coast. Still a much more fruitier, bubblegum, a little bit of dankiness aroma to it. I really enjoy the body and I really enjoy the malt characteristics of this beer. If it was just a single beer, I would really, really enjoy it. This is a great, great everyday drinking beer, I think, in my opinion. Now the East Coast, it does have a bit of a sour note to it, I think, with the hop profiling, the weediness of it. It's not as sweet in the body. It's maybe even a hair thinner too, but it actually has more hop bite, where you would usually think that a West Coast would have more hop bite, but this East Coast actually technically has a bit more that citrusy hop bite to it. Good, but I don't think it's a great New England IPA. And honestly, I don't know if I would have this one again. I think it's better than a lot of breweries' standard hazies, but this just doesn't quite give me that New England East Coast hazy flavor. This kind of gives me some characteristics of West Coast, and at the same time, if I were to take the judging away and just say which beer is better that I want to drink on a daily basis or to have a 6-pack in my fridge, I'm gonna have to go with the White Hat West Coast style. So with all that done, there are some really cool things I do like. I love the can art on these. I love the comic. I am a huge Spy versus Spy Mad Magazine. Oh my gosh, it's great. This is just a pickup just for the can art. Binary Brewery nails it all the time for their can art. If you love retro gaming, computer geekiness, but I don't think these two beers are true enough to the styles to really give it that fight, that versus, and I get to pick a winner finally. It doesn't really hit that mark, but it's a great beer experience. And I still, to this day, like I've said many a times, is no matter what, I think if you're a brewery, before you start doing hazies, you need to learn to make a clear West Coast IPA first. Balance it with malt, balance your hops, then go brew a New England. And that's, well, just my opinion. Which should be enough. Cheers, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Remember, hit like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media stuff. The links will be at the very bottom of the description. You can check out all the other cool beer things that I do there. Have you ever gotten to try a somewhat trying to be duplicate West Coast, East Coast, same hop profile, similar grain bill, and to see interested me and whether it turned out how I wanted it to be, I still enjoyed the process. What do you think? Do you think you would like the East Coast or the West Coast better? What is your favorite style of IPAs? Let me know. See you guys.